place?
There's still some uncertainties, but he's progressing. He's doing, Chris, he's doing everything he can, and like I said up there, I wouldn't bet against him. Yeah. He's, we still have some time. We still have some time here. We're going to use as much time as we have to consider options and consider, with regards to him, how we construct things or how we do things. So that's where we're at right now. We're still kind of in the evaluation stage. I can't predict what's going to happen. All I can say is last year we were in a position with a lot of players saying, and I kept saying the same thing, they want to be here, we want them. Hopefully we can work something out.
You were also able to do Tristan Wirfs' extension. He wasn't even in a contract deal that year. Are you looking to do some extensions for guys like Zion McCollum, Cade Otton, who get a fee this offseason?
If it makes sense, we will. There's no timeline on that. We don't have no urgency. We can do that at any point. So, but it's definitely something we've discussed internally.
Jason, what's going on with Lavonte David?
We'll probably talk to Lavonte soon. Giving him a little space. Probably talk to him once we get back.
Okay.
Yeah.
No idea, no way he's leaning?
No, I talked to Lavonte a few weeks ago. Had a great conversation. Of course you have to make contingency plans, but right now I'm not stressing.
Okay. You've mentioned, in the war room, the silhouette of a Bucs player, and that is Lavonte. When you draft a player or you look at them and evaluate them from the top down, from who they are as a person to who they are as a player, what does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me? Like
what are the characteristics you're looking for?
You want Lavonte, you want Chris, you want Mike, you want Tristan. You guys know those guys as well as anybody. So you want accountable, you want great teammates, you want smart football players, you want them to be passionate, you want them to be dedicated to their craft. So that's what we're looking for.
One of the things tied
resiliency too, like I said about Chris.
One of the things that tied to this offseason in terms of getting the defense better before and where players are playing. He's made some changes in the coaching staff. They took one back to outside linebackers, and Mike Caldwell's returned. What are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, both. Mike Caldwell's a great coach. He did great things for us, coaching Lavonte and Devin in the past. Larry Foote has done great things for us, coaching outside linebackers in the past. And then, George Edwards is a fantastic coach, and Todd relies on him for a lot of things too. So it's kind of getting the best of all worlds, and we're very excited.
With Chris Godwin, is there, just for his specific injury, is there a timetable where you would expect him to be 100%? Is that July, May?
I don't want to say anything right now on that. I don't know when that would be. We're still kind of evaluating things. It could be sooner than later.
Excuse me, another injury player, Jordan Whitehead, finished on that 5.
Kind of the same boat. We were we're evaluating that as well. Another serious injury that just didn't happen on the field. And we just need to make sure that we're making, unfortunately in this business, some smart business decisions. But, we're still evaluating that. And Jordan is a great guy. Love to have him back. We just need to make sure that he's healthy.
March 12th, I think.
Yeah.
Jamel, he also had a lot of injuries. So how do you kind of assess his performance this year in terms of his availability, and also if he does come with a big cap this coming year?
Another thing that we're discussing internally. Love Jamel. He's done some great things for us. Been with us a long time. Hasn't been on the field as often as we'd like. And that's, there's just some things that we have to evaluate the whole landscape of the position, what it's like in the draft, all those things. There's no timetable on that either. We're in no rush to make that decision.
With Jamel Dean, do you think, Phil Simms once said, you don't get healthier as you get older. He's starting to push 30. He's never had a full season. Do you think you're going to bring in another cornerback, just CYA?
I think we're looking at that position regardless, because I think we just need, that's one position that we need to add some depth, if anything, to. Yeah, we'll never close the door on Jack. We'll see where that goes. We'll never close the door on Jack.
How much did it mean to signing the season?
It was great. He was great with the young players. It was like having another coach. So Shaq is Shaq is one of the best. He's one of the best all time.
Has Shaq expressed a desire to keep going? Is he in the same place? Okay.
Yeah.
You had mentioned just the traits that you're looking for when you're identifying running backs.
Well, it's not so much height. You know, you got to think of strength, lower body strength. You got vision, instincts, toughness, and he embodies all of it. So.
And what about like the fact that Irving didn't have this now before, and some guys don't. They don't have outstanding test numbers. So how do you kind of weigh that with what you see on the tape? I guess you got to do a little further digging to figure out what happened that day, or you just lean on the tape more?
No, you rely on the tape. The tape doesn't lie. If you see consistencies in a player, and if you go back and watch Oregon, you'll see what Bucky was the same player as Gonzalez. I mean, really, if anything, I know that we're getting a lot of compliments for finding him in 4th round. Really, you should be saying, why didn't you take him in the freaking 2nd round? You know? So it's but we're happy we got him. Yeah.
Well, the other thing, are you surprised that he was even available when you did take him?
Surprised? No, it was. That's kind of where we had him. So we had him pegged. We had him a little higher than that, but that's kind of where the whole league, I think, had him.
Jason, there's edge rushers that will become available. Myles Garrett is asked for a trade, all that kind of stuff you hear. And I think fans generally think, go for it. Go get one. You need one. Just talk about how you value the draft and how difficult it is sometimes to play that fantasy football game.
Yeah, it's tough. There's players mentioned by name. They're still with teams that like you mentioned that, of course, we all know how great they are.
Sure.
It's not as easy as just picking up the phone and saying, we'll offer you, whatever it is. The team has to want to trade them, and then you have to do a deal with them, and you have to weigh in how that's going to affect your future, what the age of the player is he going to be on the decline, and are you setting yourself up for a situation for a few years later where you have a huge dead cap number and you've given up multiple high picks. So I'm not saying that we would never do that. It's just a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. You like the smart deals where you don't have to give up as much, pay as much, but you get quality production. But I'm never going to say that we're not going to make a dynamic trade for a big splash. But I mean, we try to pride ourselves in if the right one comes available.
Where you're talking about a dynamic trade, it seems like you're a player or two away from making a legit Super Bowl run. How much do you have to weigh? You talk about you have to worry about future cap issues. How much do you have to weigh? This might be our chance. Let's pull the trigger now, as opposed to we want to be safe 3 years from now.
Well, I don't think it's plain safe. That's maybe like the wrong word to use. Sometimes you're responsible, maybe better. You're in a situation right now. We have a handful of very, very good veterans, Mike, Lavonte, let's say. The rest of our team is pretty young, and we're ascending, and we can ascend for a long time. And when I say ascending, that doesn't mean that we're not out of the realm of competing for a Super Bowl championship. So you can ascend, keep drafting well, and making responsible signings, and we can be in this sweet spot for a long time. If you make too many of those splash things and give up your future and picks and cap room, then that sweet spot goes away quicker.
You've seen a lot in free agency earlier in your career as a general manager. You would think on paper, this guy's a proven NFL veteran, and you're going to pay him millions of dollars, and it should work. But we even saw, like with Bryce Hunt last year with the Eagles, he was inactive for the Super Bowl, $17 million per year. Why is free agency so hard? Is it people get money? Is it change of scenery? Scheme fit? What have you been able to glean from the free agent process?
We've had some in the past that I've done. Now they're so far removed that I can talk about them a little bit. That you put a person, a kid, in a new city, new coach, new friends, new environment, new stadium, new locker room, new house or apartment. Everything can be overwhelming, and it can affect them on the field. And then obviously they have a lot of money, but they have no one to share it with because they're in a whole new environment. So it takes the right person, and it's hard to judge above the neck in all instances.
Where is Sebastian, Dennis?
How do you deal with the free agency and the rookies and trying to keep that culture really alive?
Well, once you build, and my staff have done a great job building that culture with the coaches too. And Todd is a big part. They police themselves and they keep the culture going. if there is somebody that's unhappy, they're kind of silent because everybody else is pulling for the same thing.
Where's Savasi Dennis right now, and are you counting on him for
Yes,
this season?
he's doing a great job. He's fully recovering and should be ready by OTAs and ready to go. So excited about his season this year.
What did you like about Boss last year? Very short, season for him, but I mean, he made some plays when he was out there.
Yeah, super instinctive. He's fast and active. He's good in coverage. He's got great awareness. That was a big blow to us to lose him because he was really coming along, and I think is one of the better young linebackers in the league.
You talked about Braswell and Boss. What are some of the other younger players who maybe didn't get the reps last year behind the scenes that you're excited about making a big jump this year?
Well, the rookie class, we've talked about them. I think we just, across the board, nobody jumps out. I think Kayvon Merriweather did a nice job for us. I think Chris Isian has done a great job as kind of like the sixth man off the bench, which is super valuable. Those two come to mind right away. So excited to see what Cam Johnson coming back from injury, because last year in camp he was wowing us every day. So
you had Elijah Klein making that
yeah, and we've been working him a little at center too. So he's got some versatility there, and he's a great. He's kind of reshaped his body and becoming more looking like our offensive lineman as opposed to a college offensive lineman. So he's worked very hard. Excited about him as well.
When you evaluated the season, with the emotion gone, and you evaluate everything, all the injuries, all the great rookies, do you feel you overachieved last year or underachieved, or you kind of did what you felt like the team was capable of?
I don't think we overachieved. I think we were capable of we were right there. We definitely didn't underachieve. To do what we did with a bunch of young players, though, was rewarding. So I think it's just only going to get better.
What do you
with them?
Years there have been in-season slumps. There's different reasons for that. I know injuries are sure played a role this year, but just what can you guys try to do to maybe avoid that so that it's not coming down to the wire the way it was last year?
And we're looking at everything from a sports science perspective to scheduling to all kinds of different things. We're trying to look into that.
Scheduling, you mean
Just overall, just anything.
I was gonna say you can't really control the
No,
schedule.
just and scheduling a practice and
Practicing.
whatever. I mean, we'll look at everything. We're not looking to make drastic changes. Don't make a story out of that, Lee. So,
Jason.
Is Kyle Trask in your plans?
love Kyle. We'll have to see. How it goes. I'm sure he's looking for an opportunity for play time. We'll have to see where it goes, but we would love to have Kyle back.
What were your thoughts on?
I know you.
I'm sorry.
I know you're excited about Josh because you did a good job last year. You've been on a number of offensive coordinators now. But how disappointed were you just the way you developed
I don't really want to go back in the past there. It's over. I'll say that we have a lot of respect for Lee. He was a great coach, and he's happy for him and his family, and it's a great opportunity for
Would
him.
you guys, is there anything in terms of like joint practices again with the Jaguars or Miami?
Well, everything's kind of on the table now. We'll have to see how the schedule comes out, but I mean, that wouldn't be a factor.
Yeah.
Time heals.
What'd you make of the reports? The Jaguars trying to say that you were bogarting Mike Greenberg.
That wasn't true at all. I'd be super excited for Mike to get an opportunity. I was just like I was for John, and I was trying to help John as much as I could do the same for Mike.
How concerned are you Spytech money may cherry pick your roster?
I mean, it's the NFL. It's any UFA is up for grabs from anybody. So I'm just as concerned with him as I am any other team. So I've got concern is the word, but our players tend to like to stay in Tampa, and they like the culture, they like the head coach, they like our organization. So we have that going for us.
One of the things that Todd is going to be criticized for, and he showed up a little bit in the playoffs, is clock management, game management, timeout usage, and all of that. Is that something that's been discussed? How can he improve that aspect of his being a head coach?
He's very transparent about wanting to improve on those things. I remember when I was working for the Eagles back in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the same criticism was on Andy Reid, and he's one of the best coaches of all time. And the good ones adjust, and the good ones know when to look, how to improve themselves, and I think Todd's no different.
What were your thoughts?
You guys were the best in the league, I think. Third down. But the league, it seems to be, it's a 4-down league all of a sudden. It's just teams just super aggressive, super, they're jammed really well. Is that just something that you have to evolve as a team, as more teams do that?
Yeah, it's a mindset. It's you start that early with OTAs. Kind of you feel like you have a tough, resilient team. That helps with that mindset. Yeah.
What did you like about Graham Barton's development throughout the season? That last play didn't end the way you wanted it to, but maybe that's a catalyst for him. But do you see him making like a Cody Mount type jump where a year's worth of experience and he goes into year 2 and just takes off like a rocket?
Love him. I think he's exactly what we needed. I think he's got potential to be very, very good. I was excited about him in his rookie year as I was Tristan in his rookie year. So
What are you,
he's shown to be a true pro even at an early age, young age, but he knows what he needs to work on, and he's going to do it.
what are your expectations for Joe McMillan going into year 2 after the rookie season he had?
Pick up where he left off, be a major contributor for us, and continue to make plays and help us score points.
What clicked for him? Last month, 6 months of the season.
Just probably a better question for him, but something did click. So I think he grew up quickly. He had to because of all the injuries that we were sustained. And I think the veterans got a hold of him and said, "Hey, you need to help us."
What are your overall thoughts on Baker's play throughout the season, having a career year that he had?
Yeah, he's the catalyst for us. He's been saying it for 2 years now. He's a great leader and brings the energy and the fire that that's behind our team. Probably was, like I said, a catalyst for us pulling out of a slump the last 2 years.
Jason, you can always add defensive playmakers, but how much will it mean having Antoine Winfield Jr. back?
A lot. I think Antoine's going to be back to, hopefully, but I think he's going to be back to his all-pro, argument that maybe the best safety in the league.
Do you just attribute that to maybe just not being healthy throughout the whole year?
I think it was a little bit of that.